This is Jim Duffy of Refining Fire Chilies, and about 7 days ago I planted some seeds in some 288 cell trays, which I cut down to 264 so they could fit inside this 1020 reservoir. This is a 1020 reservoir, so they can fit in there. Soaked the trays, and then added about a quarter inch of water in the bottom, and then I planted the seeds in the cells. And then I covered them with fine vermiculite. Now everything's not up. You see there's a lot of not up in the middle. These are probably some of the super hots, which take longer to germinate, but less than 7 days because these popped up a few days earlier. So these are about 5 days. You can see these Chili Wacle Rojo, which are a capsicum annuum. How many are up right now? And over here is Ahi White Fantasy. Now a young man commented on a post last night, and he said that, oh, you don't want to like grow in those trays. It's hard to separate the roots, blah, 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 blah. Well, the thing is, you want to transplant these seedlings when they're like this. This is when you want to transplant, okay? Now let me show you how easy it is to separate them. Since it's a shallow tray, this is a very, very shallow tray. It's about that wide, that deep, okay? Since this is a shallow tray and the roots haven't super developed, it's easy to pull them out of the tray. I'm going to show you just how easy it is. Now over here we have some ocean forest mix in some 2.5 by 2.5 by 3.5 deep pots. They're also in a 1020 tray because we want to water from the bottom and feed from the bottom. In each hole, as I've shown in other videos, we put a pinch of granular mycos. Mycorrhiza is the full name from Extreme Gardening. Now, we have transplanted into ProMix. The soil germinating is for ProMix, but I don't like the ProMix soil because it doesn't have the amount of nutrients, organic, natural nutrients that the ocean forest has. And I know there's some people who are anti-ocean forest. You know what? I really don't give a crap if you're anti-ocean forest. It works great for me. So what I'm going to tell you is I transplanted into some ProMix because I ran out of ocean forest. I didn't go get my pallet yet. And you know what? Those plants are growing twice as slower than the ones in the ocean forest mix. So when we transplant these seedlings, we're going to go in ocean forest. You could also try Happy Frog because that's what's working out faster for us. And we can see the results out in my garage where the plants are under lights. But let's go into how easy it is to transplant, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to dig this up. I'm just going to go straight up gently like this. Ta-da! I didn't break the roots. It came out nice and easy. You see that? I just gently pulled it straight up. That's it. I didn't disturb the other plants or anything, even though there's multiple plants in some of these cells. And then I bring it over here, and I put it in these are a little leggy. So when you have a leggy seedling, it's not a problem. Just plant it extra deep. And then I'm just going to take my hands, I like to use 2 hands, and I'm going to gently put the soil around the stem. And then I'm going to put my plant tags, handwritten or ones I already have printed, if I've got the printed ones from the past. And then I'm going to put them under lights on a 14-hour light cycle, either under LEDs, about 2.5 foot distance, or under T5s, 12 to 14 inches, 14-hour life cycle. And I'll feed them some diluted Miracle-Gro in about a week after they overcome the shock. But really, there's not much shock, is there? You saw how easy it was for me to pull up that seedling. Let's do another. Let's just pull it up. Gently. Didn't even break the fragile bottom root. Ta-da! So much for it being really difficult to transplant out of these tiny seed cell trays. Sorry, the person who was giving me a hard time about that. I'm sorry. Reese's, not sorry. So, this is a 264 cell tray. It was a 288 because we cut down one of the rows. So we trimmed a little bit of the edges so we could fit this tray in the bottom of a 1020 reservoir. Okay? So, this is Jim Duffy, Refining Fire Chilies, www.superhotchilies.com. This is easy, folks. Transplant them when they're small. Then you don't have to entangle a bunch of roots and rip them apart and break plants. And then and we put a humidity dome over this, a large humidity dome when we put it under the lights, to protect it from the light for the first week or so and to keep them nice and cozy and humid. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.